What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dice House and their DCO commentary. Today I'm going to bring you something that a lot of people have been asking me for, and no, I'm sorry, it's not my Earth Tanking loadout guide yet. As soon as I get into a raid that is a successful raid and one I actually feel proud of posting, I promise you guys I will get that to you. But today, I've been getting a lot of requests, people asking about how to best mod their gear with all the exo bits and the plans that everybody drops in this game. So that's what we're gonna do today. Just so happened somebody asked me about it today when I got on this morning, and also coincidentally I was able to buy a new piece of tier 4 tank gear. So that's what I'll be modding for you guys today. All right, first of all, what you want to do is you want to take a look at that gear and see exactly what it is that you need to modify on it. So I got the tank feet today from the Heart Lion set. Alright, we're going to equip that. But alright, let's take a look here at the what exactly it brings to the table as far as what socket and everything. Alright, first of all, you're going to look here. Okay, see, it's a blue socket. You get that socket affinity bonus of 40. You get 40 extra power by equipping a color coordinated socket into that blue socket. So what does that mean exactly by color coordinated? Okay, now you can go in and you can make a blue mod, okay, and you will get that socket affinity. If you make a green mod, you will get that socket affinity. If you make a purple mod, you will get that socket affinity. Today though, we're going to go with what I usually make for my tank gear here, is the Dominance and Power 2 mod. I know that's not one of the higher mods that you can get, but I've found with a lot of the people that I run PvE with in this game, particularly the guys from my league, I don't really need to be equipping a 3 or a 4 plan mod onto my tank gear. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to equip that Dominance and Power 2. Now I want to show you what you guys need to do with this. Alright, first off, alright, obviously it's a 2 plan, so what you need to do is you need to come over here to your vendor here and you need to purchase the equipment interface 2. Alright, now as you get plans and all that, you'll see that each plan has its own recipe basically. Alright, and what we're going to do here, we're going to go down, we're going to take a look at the 2 plans that I have. I'm going to condense these down so I don't have to scroll so much. Alright, we're going to take a look here at Dominance and Power 2. Alright, I need 6 durable exobytes, 1 focus element 2, 1 equipment interface 2, I just purchased that, 1 complex material, and 4 simple material. Alright, so what we need to do is we need to take our yellow and blue exobytes, or exobits rather, to make the 6 durable exobytes that we need. So let's go ahead and we'll 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright, then all you gotta do is come down here to Dominance and Power 2. Alright, and we will create that mod. Alright, now all you gotta do here, you go into your inventory, go to that mod, hit the select the move it over the piece of gear you are modding. Just make sure we're getting the right one. Yep, there it is right there. Alright, move it right down to there, equip that mod, select yes to confirm that you want to do that, and there you go. So on top of the little extra dominance I got, I get an extra plus 76 power to that piece of gear, which is going to help out ease up on the controllers a little bit whenever I'm spamming powers trying to get hold aggro, and it helps out. Now a lot of people ask why I go with dominance and power, why not dominance and health or dominance and resto. Alright, my main thing is, alright, with a tank, alright, especially particularly fire tanks. Alright, we'll take a look here at the powers real quick. I know I kind of go over this in my loadout guides and talking about it, but with a fire tank particularly, you get using your superpowers increases your total health by 60%. So you already get a big health boost increased from just using your own powers when you're in tank stance. But with dominance, you get a 2.2 health per point of dominance increase. So if I was to, go in and completely respec, I mean, I've tested this out. I mean, I'm not spec'd for tanking right now, but if I was to go in and completely respec for tanking, I've gotten my dominance up there pretty high, to the point where if I activate my FOS tank trinket that I have, and I use a power, the tank trinket increases my health by 20% as it is. Then I get that on top of my health buff whenever I use a power. I've gotten my health up to around 10,000. That's why I'm not really that concerned with increasing my health stat as much, because my health's already way up there as it is. And I've been able to tank gates and particularly prime easily with the way I've been modding my gear. Now for other tank roles, ice and earth, notably, the dominance increase, the dominance benefit they get for their defense. It's okay now. Earth gets extra defense from its aftershocks, but it also gets added dominance, or I'm sorry, added defense from how much dominance it has. For every 1 point of dominance, similar to ice, earth and ice both get an extra point of defense for every point of dominance they have. So, putting if you're an ice or earth character, it would benefit you more to have higher dominance. Maybe put on a 3 or a 4 plan if you have it available, and if you have the bits available. I know yellow bits are kind of rare and everything, but the dominance plan is it's a blue mod. I believe I've got the dominance. I'm pretty sure I've got the dominance 3 plan, and that is a blue mod. So fortified bits are easy to come by because they're not used as much by all the other roles. Now people are asking about what exactly, outside of tanking, what should you really be modding. All right, let's take a look at some of my gear real quick here. I was like, right now I've got my DPS gear on. So now my DPS isn't the greatest. I think I've got one piece of tier 4 on there, and it's only because I accidentally purchased it instead of the tank piece. But as you go through here, you look at my gear, the way I've got it modded. Okay, now because I'm a fire tank, because I'm a fire character, the biggest hits that I'm going to do is in PvE. Are might based. I've got mass dead, I've got fire burst, and snuff out hits tremendously hard right now with the long, even though sometimes the damage is not as reliable as I would like for a long cast time like that, but it is still very useful. So I've gone with a mostly might based form of modding my gear. So like for any piece of gear that is not red. Now with my red socketed gear, I have put precision and might 3s in there. So because obviously to get the extra low precision, all that, I'm doing extra damage with my weapon as well. However, with like the pieces of gear that are blue, I've put in a might and health 3. As you can see right here with these two pieces. Obviously, red socket, precision, might. With my headpiece, though, which is a yellow socket, I put in a might and power 3. Might and power 3 uses tenacious exo bits, which are orange. Those can fit into a red or a yellow socket. You always want to socket something that will get you that socket affinity bonus. So if it's yellow, you can put in an orange, or you can put in a green. If it's blue, you can put in a purple or a green, or a purple or a green in there. So you always want to modify your gear so you can get those socket affinity bonuses, because right here I get a 2.5% critical weapon attack chance just because I have a purple socket, purple mod in that blue socket. Same goes with my legs. obviously, with the red sockets, you're going to get, your affinity if you put a red mod in there, which, I get the socket affinity bonus of 40 right there. Now, for controllers and healers, what you want to do is you want to look at the most important stat for your role. Okay, so we're just going to take, instead of scrolling down all the way down here, we're just going to take a look at the alpha mods I've got. All right, which I think I've got pretty much all of them. Now, for, this is for PvE, okay, that I'm talking about here right now. So, with your controlling, all right, you're in your controller role, all right. Now, for like powers like mental and gadgets, you're going in there for controlling. The way I modified my gear on my mental controller, at least, I always try to go with VIT. Vitalization is the most important role for a controller. The higher your VIT, the bigger your the bigger your ticks are going to be for your power over time. The bigger increase you're going to have to your instant power out. Powers, like psi empowerment and defib and recharge for gadgets and hard light respectively. All right, so you want to try and go with a VIT mod for every single power or for every single socket on your gear that you can. All right, now for a lot of that gear, all right, because VIT is primarily a yellow socket, it's a yellow mod. All right, now you're going to have to find mixtures of the two to go into those other sockets. All right, so like for a blue socket, you're going to want to go with something more along the lines of VIT dominance. All right, so you go up here, we'll find it. Go up here to, I don't think, yeah, VIT and Dom. VIT and dominance right here. Dominance is the second most important power to a controller. All right, the higher your dominance and all that, the more powerful your control effects are going to be. Whether it's encasements, ghosting them, all of that stuff. So you're going to want to go with a VIT dominance mod for your blue sockets. Okay, for your yellow sockets, what I would suggest doing, if you can get away with doing a VIT might mod in there, I suggest you do it. If you want to get that really big, as you see right here, okay, with this is just the alpha plan. I get 2 VIT and 2 might from this mod. Okay, but if you go up here at the VIT, just the VIT mod itself, you get 4 VIT. So if you're looking for a really big VIT mod right there for your yellow sockets, I suggest actually putting just a vitalization mod in your yellow sockets. For your red sockets, I'd go with the VIT might. You're getting the extra VIT out of there. You're getting the extra little might, so your powers are doing a little more damage, and it's beneficial all the way around. For healers, obviously it's going to be about the same thing. Restoration right here, you'll see, is a yellow mod. I would highly suggest you get the best restoration plan you can find out there. And if you've got the materials, get a restoration mod and put it in your yellow sockets. All right, you'll get the socket affinity bonus along with getting that extra restoration in there for your healing. For because you're not really going to be, most healers, at least the way I heal with my electricity healer, I don't really do that much power damage involved with healing. So I would probably go with a restoration and precision mod for my red sockets, simply because I'm going to be doing a little bit more weapon combos and trying help the controller out, who maybe they're not getting enough power out there, but just in order not to put too much of a burden on the controller, I'll do combos just to get my hit counter up and get my own power regen. So I'd actually do a lot of weapon combos with my healer, if you guys have seen in my video. So yeah, definitely a restoration and precision mod in there. If you're doing a hybrid or something like that, you can go with a restoration and might mod in there. If you want, if you've got, say, something like, like I do use arc lightning for healing on my electricity healer, but if you've seen my video for when I healed FOS1, I did not do a spectacular amount of damage with it. It's not really my job though because I'm healing. But if I wanted to do a little bit extra punch with it, I would put a restoration and might mod in there. For your blue sockets, obviously the next thing you got to go for here is, let's see if I've got this plan. I'm pretty sure I do. For your blue sockets, I would go with either restoration and health, because the extra little health that you get is going to go a long way. Yeah, restoration and health is probably the best mod that you can put in there into your blue sockets, because the extra little dominance you get isn't going to help much. Vit isn't really going to do much for you. But what your main stat that you want to have as a healer is your restoration. So that's something you definitely want to go for. Alright, now when it comes to DPSing, obviously you want to get your precision mites in there. You want in your red sockets. You want to go with depending on especially if you're melee DPSing, difference between melee DPSing and range DPSing. If you're meleeing, you want to have precision mods in there. So you'd want to go with something like precision power for your yellow sockets. You'd want to go with precision health for your blue sockets. But if you're doing the range and everything, you're using most of your powers to do that, then you definitely want to go with the might mods. So like a might power, like I've done with my DPS gear, might power for your yellow sockets, precision might for your red, and might health for your blue. That's basically it. I mean, that's the basics for going through and making sure you've got the correct mods for that gear. Now, in regards to PvP, obviously this things are a little bit different with PvP, especially when it comes to tanking PvP. Most of the vast majority of tanks, the good tanks that are competitive, highly competitive in PvP, use DPS PvP gear. None of them use tank PvP gear. The decrease in might and precision that the tank gear offers is not beneficial towards the team. As a tank in PvP, you're basically a secondary DPS. That's your job. That's part of your job. The other part of your job obviously is chasing down the controller, removing their POT, keeping debuffs off of your teammates. So what I've done here, and because of the current state with the effectiveness of ranged weapons and how PvP currently is right now with this game, I've gone with a mostly precision based approach to modding my gear. So with my yellow sockets, I've put in a precision power mod. With my red sockets, I've put in precision mod. I'm actually considering, when I start getting some more tier 4, I may put in a precision might 4 there instead. With my blue socket though, right here, this is where I've decided to go off a little bit. I wanted to have a little extra might, because I've changed my loadout a little bit with taking PvP, but I've gone with a might health for this blue socket here. But as you see, I have a precision health mod for this socket. Once again, yellow sockets, precision power. Reds, you want to go precision, or you want to go precision might for those. So that's basically it. Now for healers and controllers, obviously DPS, you want to have whatever, depending on your power, you want to have whatever's going to be most beneficial towards you dealing damage. So you're going to have your mightness and precision in that, or just your precision or just your might, depending on how you're DPSing in PvP. A lot of electricity guys, I believe, are going with a more might based build because of the large amount of dots that they can put out, and continue to stack in PvP. Fire maybe not so much, because it's PvP's become a little bit more precision based. And that's mainly because of the current discrepancy or the variability of the damage output between melee-based and range-based weapons. But with obviously with healing and controlling, you're going to want to go with your most important stat first. Now, does that mean that if say you're going in there to heal, and you've got a blue socket, does that mean that you want to go with Resto Health? Absolutely, absolutely, that's what you want to go with. For your red sockets, does that mean you want to go with a Resto Might or a Resto Precision? Absolutely, that's what you want to go with. For your yellow sockets, is it Resto Power? Honestly, or I'm sorry, Resto Precision or Resto Might? Absolutely, that's what you want to go with. Okay, obviously you want to have your most important power comes first. The most important stat comes first. All right, the higher your Resto, the bigger your heals are going to be. For controllers, once again, most important stat, VIT. All right, I know tanks, a lot of the good tanks out there are going to be out there, and they're going to be wiping that POT off you every chance you get. So your most important power to use is going to be your instant power out, which is your defib, sight, empowerment, or recharge. You definitely want to have a high VIT in order to keep your team up, because that power out's going to be a little bit more for you than it's going to be for the rest of the team, at least in regards to your POT. But your most important stat first, which is going to be your VIT. So obviously you're going to have VIT and health, VIT and precision, or VIT and might, across all your sockets there. For your red sockets, I would definitely recommend going with a VIT and precision or a VIT and might mod, because simply that's like I said, the most important stat for a controller is VIT. So the higher your VIT, the more effective you're going to be at doing part of your job in PvP, which is giving power out to the team. Obviously, the other part of your job is killing the healers and keeping them debuffed. But that's basically it for my thoughts on R&D. The best way to go about doing it in regards to modding your gear for PvP and PvP for each role right there. I hope this helped everybody out. I know this is a bit long video here, but I wanted to try and be as descriptive as I could, in as brief a time as I could. Anyways, let me know what your thoughts are about modding your gear in PvP for PvE. Let me know what you think of the video in the comments below. If you liked it, please do so by giving it a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Until next time, you guys all take care. Bye.